What do you think of the talk that's going down in the Steelers locker room right now with Le'Veon Bell holding out and some of his linemen, including player reps, saying that he should be there and that they're disappointed he's not talking about another player's money while he is making a business decision, Ed?
Rich, it's an individual business. It's a team sport. One thing I knew about when I got to the league, when a guy's doing his business, because I held out my first year, when a guy's doing his business, you let him take care of his business. Why? Because you know how brutal this game is. You know how cutthroat this business is. You let that guy handle his business. Now, the selfish player, as we tend to be, want our guys to be there. We want our athletes, we want our stars to be there, the guys we need to win. Because ultimately, it is about winning, and it is a team sport. But like I said, it's an individual business. So I understand where the players are coming from. But at the same time, they got to answer that differently. Let those guys handle their business. They'll be here when they be here. That's the answer. That's the true answer to this question. When being asked if that was my teammate, Le'Veon, I would love Le'Veon to be here. As any team in the National Football League would love him to be in their locker room on their team, but he's trying to take care of business. He's trying to take care of his family. He's trying to take care of his body. I would recommend it to him. Why? Because I'm sitting here and I know the things that don't get done you're not going to get taken care of as well as you think when you're retired. So you got to make sure that you're preparing yourself for your future, preparing yourself, to be taken care of after the game is over,
What do you mean by that, Ed? Get into that a little bit more if you don't mind.
So if you drink too much at the game, if you overconsume, you're going to pass out. You might not be able to remember the whole game, So that's why you take your water breaks. Right now, I feel like Le'Veon is taking a water break, because he understands that he has a lot of plays that he is a part of. He's a part of 70% of Pittsburgh's offense. So he's like looking at it like, hey, man, I'm a big part of this. I'm not getting compensated the way I feel I should be, as a player, not just a running back, but as an NFL player in the league. He's probably one, if not top, I would say top 10 players in the football league, especially in fantasy football, that people want on their team because of his production. His production speaks for itself. Yeah, I know you signed the contract, but those contracts are also negotiable. So he's got to figure out his number, correlated with the Pittsburgh number, and they got to come to an agreement. Therefore, both teams are hydrated properly, and they can get this thing going.
I do just want to touch on this one last piece of business here. When Le'Veon comes in, because, again, he can't get a long-term deal right now based on the franchise tag rules right now. So when he comes in, how does this do the guys just welcome him, give him a hug, and then it's all forgotten? Or will they just look out of the sides of their helmets from time to time when he's coming off the field, wondering if he's coming off the field for a reason other than a water break, Ed?
If they need help with it, Rich, it ain't none of their damn business what happens. So long as you get there, and when you get there, it should be all football. It shouldn't be any business talk because they're not his agent and they're not him. They already got their contracts. They're already getting their check. They worry about themselves and play football. If they're worrying about contracts and worrying about Le'Veon and all that stuff, that's going to take away from what they're trying to accomplish as a team. Whenever Le'Veon gets there, when he's obligated to get there under the franchise tag, and so be it. Because like I said, at the end of the day, he's got to look out for the betterment of his business. He's a company within the company. So I support the guy, and as his teammates should. Though, like I said, we're selfish as players and we want to win, especially when we're there and we already got our contracts as coaches and players. We want our best guy to be there. We want him to get in. But at the same time, we also should understand that other side of things.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.